Welcome, mums, dads, brothers, sisters, Jedis, and Padawans. Welcome to the very first tutorial in how to code in Minecraft using version 1.8. These tutorials have been set out to make things so easy for you to understand how to code JavaScript by using our program we created and making your life a lot more easier when it comes to coding in 1.8. There's not many tutorials out there in how to code in 1.8. There's been huge drastic changes in regards to modding in 1.8, and these tutorials have been made to help you create your mod you want. So let's get started. What we have is, if you've been on our platform, you'd see that there is a location where you can download our application. And once you've downloaded that application, you have this file here called the setup. Once you run the setup, everything should be installed correctly, and you will have this little icon that pops up with your start modding. Now this icon is very important because this is the icon we're going to be using in everything that we start doing inside Minecraft over the next few series. We have got quite a few series lined up for you in regards to modding. We've got obviously getting yourself set up, understanding what it is, what the areas you're going to be using, and how easy it is to navigate around it. We have got other lessons as you've probably seen. We've got crafting, smelting, creating those own items, making your own ores, creating some pickaxes, swords, your very own armor, and then learning how to send it to your friends. These tutorials are basic. We will be releasing future ones for advanced lessons if you really enjoy these, and it will give you that chance to learn more advanced skills where it comes to creating your own creatures, creating your own biomes. But those are to come. So let's understand what we're working with. So if we had to open up our mod, which is in our Eclipse here, so we double click on this creeper, yes, the creeper, we get this workspace launcher right here. Now this workspace launcher is preset. You don't really need to change anything in this. Never change anything, because everything that we have built for you is all inside this workspace. If you manage to change this, things could become really messy, and you don't really want that to happen. So try not change your workspace as much as you can. Just keep with what we've got. If you're too scared that you might change something, there's this little button here. If you click on this, this will never ever pop up again, which makes making your mods a lot more quicker. But for this tutorial series, I'm not going to click on it because in some cases it would help for future references. So once we click on OK, we can see that Eclipse is our program that we're using. Yeah, Eclipse is pretty much the most basic IDE that we've got, and it makes coding a little bit more easier. It's a little bit more easier to understand and use. And look at this. This is just loads and loads of text everywhere. You have no idea what's going on here. We've got all this stuff over here, and it just looks really daunting for someone that's new to this. But really, it's very simple. What we have on the left hand side here is the Package Explorer. This part here is going to be very important to us during this tutorial, or for future tutorials, because finding files and creating new files is all done inside this Package Explorer. What you'll notice is there's this Minecraft. Yes, Minecraft. This is what we're working on. If we hit the drop down, you see that there are many more files here that we're going to be using. Not all these, because this is just part of the whole source code that gets released. But there are some points that we're going to be using that are extremely important to us. What I want to draw your attention to are these two top ones here. These are the two priority folders that we will be using in regards to creating our own mods. So it's very important that we understand these two folders. We'll come to these later on, but these two main folders are really important to us. This top one here is extremely important. This top one here is pretty much where all our coding's gonna go. There is no other place where any other coding's gonna go apart from in here. There will be in some instances in future lessons when we look at items and ores where we put coding in a different area, but for now everything else gets done inside this main source folder. We then have another folder underneath here, and this is called the resources. We can see resources there. And this is pretty much the most awesome folder ever. This is the folder where all your pictures are going to go. That's it. All your own images we're going to create in these tutorials are going to go into that folder. So just to recap, this folder here is where all your code's going to go. This folder here is where all your pictures are going to go. So all your images are all going to go into those two folders. If we work our way a little bit down, we'll notice that there's this awesome folder here called samples. Yes, this is a folder that's created by us to make your life a lot more easier in coding. If we had to open it up, you'll notice that we've got code and images. Oh yes, we've done the coding for you. So all the code that you would need is all done for you. There is no need to type anything. There might be a few bits that we might want to change, but the majority of everything that we do in the lessons is all already done inside that code. We've also got this images, and what we've supplied are some few sample images for you that you might want to use for your blocks or your items. We will create our own armor, but that's slightly different. So we'll leave that for now, and when it comes to that tutorial, I'll show you how to get that all put in. Because armor is slightly different, that it has to wrap around and stuff like that, we don't really want to touch on that just yet till we get there. So this sample is going to be very important to you when you want to just grab your code instead of writing. Very simple, nothing to it. So let's go back to these two folders. As I said, these are the two folders that are going to be pretty much the priority of your time whilst learning here. The first one here is we've got this main, and this is where all the code's going to go. As you can see, we've got this tut_colc. This is just a naming convention that we've used for the tutorials. It is what they call a package, but again, we'll explain that at a later time. But if we expand that, we have this thing called main.java. This is pretty epic because we've already got this main.java. Now this is really important, young Jedis, that this main.java is where the operations of any of your mod is going to happen. This is where you're going to put your items, your ores. This is where you're going to register your images into your objects. This is the place where everything happens. As you can see inside this main.java, there's a lot of just loads of random text that you don't even know what that's about yet, but we will get to that point where we will understand where each bit of code goes. So let's just recap again, just to make sure you understand what we're looking at. So the program we're using here is Eclipse. Again, this is a freeware program, so you can download it. Don't need to because you've already got it. This main folder here is the main one. This is where all our code's going to go, because we can see that we've got this .java. The next folder here, so the resources, is where all our images go. So that's another really important one to remember, that all our images are going to pretty much go into that resources section. And then further down, we've got the sample section, where all our sample code is going to be. Yeah, you know that you're going to be copying and pasting quite a lot of code. So that's just made your life a lot more easier. Other than that, we won't really look too much into coding just yet. This was just to understand your area. Thank you very much. My name is Wazza. I will be tuning in for the next lesson with you, which is going to be crafting. Hope to see you there. Goodbye.